Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of the No Shots Fired podcast. We've got some sweet bass for you in the background, and this episode title is, of course, Shiny Pidgey, I Choose You, which you'll learn all about later in the podcast, and I'm just so disappointed in learning about it. Tonight we're going to be talking about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Spelunky, the Escapist 2, Super Mario 64. We're going to have a little D&D update for you from multiple people today. Then we're going to wow you with all of the cleverly crafted imaginary Pokemon that, well, I guess they're all imaginary, but the ones that came from our imagination.
Yes.
And as always, we've devoted a full 45 minutes to your questions tonight because that is the most robust part of the podcast. So anyway, without further ado, Doc,
Valen.
let's talk about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Okay, well, you see, the thing is, I've mostly beaten the game. I've beaten the Elite Four. I've become champion of the Pokemon League. My Pokedex currently sits at, out of a possible, now 153 Pokemon, I have 148. So we're getting there.
Can you name the ones that you do have from memory?
That I do have?
Yes.
I like how he went with
Yes, I can. Would you like me to?
No, we better not. I know that you can.
The only ones I'm missing are ones that I have to trade for. So if one of you guys could get on board here, that would help me out.
Well, it will please you to know that my sister has actually gotten a Nintendo Switch with Pokemon.
Yes!
And I am.
Yeah!
I only have a few more. I've got a few more Christmas gifts to buy somebody, and then I have to get a birthday gift for my brother, and then I can just start saving for a Switch myself, and I'll have a Switch.
I think your brother would probably rather the gift be of increasing your monetary wealth towards a Switch. Like that, just that knowledge, I think, would be gift alone.
that sounds like Tommy.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
purely altruistic at all times.
A man of no material wants. Awesome. I'll have to contact her then.
I should very easily have a Switch by my birthday at the latest.
Excellent. Unfortunately, Junkblade, I have taken a dark turn in the Pokemon world and begun hunting for shiny Pokemon.
That is a dark turn.
Now, to the uninitiated, shiny Pokemon are Pokemon with a little different color scheme. And they sparkle a little bit when they come into battle. That's kind of it.
You gotta sell this a little harder.
I mean, that's it. That's it. So it's like,
now,
okay, so Charizard's like an orange dragon, right? Flying. Now it's a black dragon. Boom. How do you feel about that? Huh?
Now contrast that with the payoff, or sorry.
Now Bulbasaur, green, shiny Bulbasaur, slightly different green.
I don't like any of the Pokemon that the shiny versions are lime green. It is such a bad color for all of them.
All right, first hot take of the podcast. Where's our hot take song? Okay, I'll come with that later.
I did not know we had a hot take song.
We don't. I just came up with it. That's fair, though. Yeah, the green palette is not well used. But they've... So I will say I have gotten one in my entire 20-some years of playing Pokemon. I've gotten one shiny before. Didn't even know it was a thing at that point. Just went, that's a funny one, and I caught it. And then it was literally like 4 years later that I even first heard about that being a thing. I was like, hey, hang on a second. I did that. And it was... So that was fun. But in this game, they've made it a lot simpler to go after these unicorn.
It's not just a 1 in 8,000 chance.
It is.
Randomly.
Until you start comboing Junkblade. Now, that means you max out at 31 in a row. So you catch one species of Pokemon 31 times in a row without having them run away or turning off the game or that sort of stuff.
Okay.
At which point, I think it goes down to like 1 in 400 something. I don't know the exact percentages. Then, one thing I don't have is the shiny charm by completing your Pokedex, which then lowers it further.
So
Then-
disappointed in you.
You can throw a lure on there, and then you're really hunting. Now you're hunting. All right?
And what does that lower the odds to?
It's like 1 in 300 something, okay? It's not... But
Still incredibly low.
the other fun part is that they actually... So, like, in this game, the Pokemon, like, spawn on the world map. So, like, you can, like, run into them or avoid them if you want to, sort of thing. And the shiny ones appear shiny on the map. So you can really just kind of go, oh, God, that's one. And then panic trying to get through all the Caterpies to get it. So I've been successful twice. Unfortunately, they've both been Pidgeys. I've evolved one all the way up, named him Dr. Beekman. I'm satisfied with that one.
That's a good name.
And now I'm currently got a 31 chain of Geodudes, so I'm on the hunt again.
I'm disappointed you didn't name one of them something after a character from Had a Full Boyfriend.
I could do the other shiny after that. That's a good...
You could.
Oh,
And you
Oko-san!
should.
The Pudding Searcher, yes. Oh, Junkblade, that's a great idea. But, yeah, that's kind of what I've been spending time on. So that's... I don't know, guys. I mean...
Because you don't have any other games. You
I
So let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how shiny are they?
Oh, they're fucking shiny, man.
10 being the shiniest thing you've ever
Yes,
seen.
yes. Burn your retinas out.
Wow.
Unless it's, like we talked about, ones that aren't very different. But, the other thing that the combo caching does is it guarantees you more perfect IVs. So,
Okay.
yeah. Which I don't have to explain to you guys what IVs are. But it's
I actually would need it.
it's the stats, and it's like their max possible stats, and perfect ones are the best. And like it's accessing like every really awful part of my nature. As to be like, well, I could get a better one of these if I just,
Optimized Pokemon training is a horribly deep rabbit
if
hole.
I just
don't
caught
wanna go
if
down.
I caught 40 in a row, I could get a better one. And that's just
Oh no!
yeah.
But is there like an optimized shiny one, or the shiny
Yeah.
one's all?
So if you chain the one that you're trying to shiny, you catch it after 31, you've got 4 perfect IVs and shiny. Yeah.
Just physically hurts me.
So good game. Still having fun with it.
What's your take on all this, J Money?
I'm trying to figure out my Twitch. So it won't let me reset my password. So
Wait,
it's like,
time
oops.
Let me see.
Oops.
You're probably my friend. Let me see if
No,
I can.
no. I don't
Alright.
know my password.
I'm only 50 hours in. Okay,
Oh.
guys, it's not that bad.
Unfortunately, 2 of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon have lime green shiny sprites.
Which all right, which ones?
Dragonite and Kabutops.
The Dragonite one's at least a little darker, at least in this version. So, but yes, that is disappointing. Valen, favorite shiny Pokemon? Go.
I really like the sound of this black Charizard.
There you
That's
go.
what I for.
I think that's also like a pretty unique shiny color. I don't know of any.
Not too many black
other-
ones. Not too many. So, that's what I've been doing. Let's move on to Spelunky. Junkblade.
When I play this game, I clearly need to get a shiny Nidoking because shiny Nidoking is blue.
Yeah, it's a sweet one.
Nido
That's a
Queen
sweet
is
one.
also lime green.
Yeah.
Nintendo just hates me.
Yep.
Alright, so as for Spelunky, I will fully admit to having not played that much of it just yet, and that I am really, really bad at this game.
That's fair. I played it for a number of hours. I would never say I got good at it, but I think everyone starts out where you're at.
Yeah, it's
again.
so imagine an Indiana Jones-esque plot where there's this artifact you're trying to hunt down.
It's the start of Raiders of the Lost Ark, basically.
It's the start of Raiders of the Lost Ark, except you are way less good at figuring out where the traps are, and things shoot you.
It's the outtakes of Raiders of the Lost.
It's the outtakes of Raiders of the Lost Ark is a really good way of describing it.
It's a procedurally generated dungeons each time. It's a roguelike type. It is a roguelike because you take nothing over except the skills you hone over the time.
Yeah,
right?
Unlike Rogue Legacy, it is a genuine roguelike, which is part of why I may not get nearly as far in Spelunky as I did in Rogue Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I have been enjoying it. It's the game itself seems well designed, both from a mechanical and an aesthetic point of view.
Oh yeah. The jumping is like really sharp movement.
Yeah, that is one thing that is really important in a platforming game like this, is making sure that hit detection is correct.
Yes. Yeah, and some pretty cool items you can get along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Best item. What's the best item?
Ooh,
I'm waiting until I want to get a shotgun at some point.
Those are good. You can also attempt to kill the shopkeeper and steal his stuff, but
I was about to mention that.
He gets
That's a funny little
pretty
detail
angry about it. The myths, I like the climbing myths, I think.
All the other shopkeepers likewise get pretty angry about it. So you'll have rogue shopkeepers looking to take you out the entire rest of your run if you attack a shopkeeper.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
He also calls you a terrorist as he fires his shotgun at you.
He goes hard in the paint. And if you spend, like, another mechanic is if you spend too long in, like, one level, like, a ghost will start coming after you and just kind of follow you throughout the level. Kind of, because otherwise you're, like, collecting gems and stuff to, like, up your money, but you can only do that for a certain amount of time. So it's a good balance, I think, between exploration and still trying to move you forward. Because otherwise, once you get to a certain point, you can kind of spend infinite time in each thing and suck everything out so you can buy every item, and kind of takes out that challenge aspect of it. So,
all right, on a scale of 1 to 4 Justins, how many Justins would you give it?
I would give it half a Justin.
Wow, that's impressive.
Justin, how many Justins would you give my Justin scale?
I give it 2 1/4 Justins.
Oh, and hang on, door. I forgot about that. Another aspect of the ghost is if you have the ghost follow you over gems and stuff, it upgrades them to better gems. So that's a way to get even more money if you're willing to risk it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that upgrades the gems to diamonds, which like gives you even more stuff. So it's a cool.
What's the ghost story? What's the ghost name? Why is the ghost haunting you?
Craig. And he's bored.
Seems legit.
All right.
But no, there's a lot of cool secrets in terms of, if you do a certain sequence of things, you get to different, secret levels and stuff. It's a cool game. So I'm interested to hear how far you end up getting in it, because I didn't get to the secret, but like watching other people get to that secret stuff was satisfying. So
what's very likely to happen is either I'm not going to get far in it at all, or I'm going to go in way too deep and be like, oh, hey, I finished it in a week, sort of thing.
Yes. Excellent.
Which brings us straight into you well, not you. I was trying to think of a good transition. You're escaping from an underground Indiana Jones place. Meanwhile, Jay Money and I are escaping from all sorts of prisons
Breaking out of the clink!
in the Escapists 2.
And we are doing mediocre at best.
Yeah.
So they give you a grade at the end of each one, right? What's your best grade so far?
We did get 1A.
Yeah,
Oh,
we did
really?
on a super easy short level.
Our average is definitely F or D.
Yeah.
F is.
We got a lot of Fs, which I think if you escape from
I
prison
said
at all,
F feels like F needs to be reserved for like failing.
Like, not like being in prison the rest of your life. I don't understand how that's possible. Yeah, I'm sorry it took me a week to get out of your prison, but
Right, which is, I feel like it's much faster than most real
exactly.
prison breaks.
Yeah, I mean, what did from Shawshank Redemption? What did old
yeah, I
what
mean
is-
my
F.
gosh.
Talk about an F minus
Forever.
to like 20 years or some shit. I mean, to be fair,
saw-
you guys didn't also set up the downfall of the prison itself, right? So, that would probably take a bit longer.
we didn't unveil the entire corrupt prison system. It's true. We just got
Okay.
out ourselves.
So I played one level with you guys so far, and it's a cool combination of systems, right? I didn't obviously take it very seriously, so I was not helpful.
No.
But
You were not.
I'm curious as to how things change, like as you go along. Like you said, because there's an easy one you guys got an A on. What makes it? Is it more of a just like the way to escape becomes more difficult, or are there other systems that come into play, or
Both really. The A one was a mission. It was just me and Valen, and we like pretty much just walked out of our room and hopped on a horse, and it was done in a minute.
It wasn't very hard.
a horse?
We were on a
Well, we were on a train,
right train prison.
traveling
Oh,
no
classic.
more than 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, we've escaped from a train. We've escaped from a ship when we stormed the bridge and took out the guards of the bridge.
Ah,
We did get a D on that one.
did you say I'm the captain now?
No.
We said something kind of funny. I don't know.
Right.
It didn't
Did
seem
we?
like our plan should have worked because the other guards didn't come to help the two guys who were manning the ship. But whatever.
You paid them off in an off screen sequence.
We have nothing to give them.
Right now, we're trying to escape from an oil rig, which I don't think we've made any progress on. We have got locked down twice. So if you do certain things like miss roll call or say you cut into a vent to try to get to the ventilation system, and they notice the damage you've done to the vents, certain things will allow you to, or will cause the prison to go on lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
which is bad. And then they'll go repair the damage you've done, put you in solitary confinement. We've been on lockdown twice, and we have accomplished nothing. So so far,
I do like that it kind of makes you try. You can't just spend 24/7 escaping. It makes you kind of keep the schedule of a normal inmate
right.
kind of thing. I do like that. It's not just to put you in a sandbox necessarily. Those kind of restrictions, I think, enhance the experience.
Yeah, we got that routine, that grind of that routine. Get up, roll call, breakfast, work out. We're getting some real guns in there, though.
Okay, good.
Getting that prison bod.
I was the only one pumping iron when we played. That's all I'm gonna say.
you were. It's really all you did. I think. It's just,
Okay, no, I've come across some good information for us actually from GQ. It's the GQ Guide to Breaking Out of Prison.
The Gentleman's Quarterly Guide to Breaking Out of Prison?
Step 1: get sexy with the prison staff. That makes sense.
sure.
Is this from a porn set?
Step 2: procure digging tools. Anything will do.
Any
This guy has a
Debatable.
This guy has a sawzall and a drill. I don't know if those are my two first.
A sawzall? You're gonna
Yes,
get that in prison?
apparently.
Wow.
Step 3: cover your tracks. So he's looking in a mirror and he's creating a dummy of himself.
This is a GQ article.
Yes.
A magazine of at least some repute paid someone to write this.
Step 4: avoid the oh shit now what moment, which basically means once you escape prison, you aren't magically transported to a beach. You need to have a way of getting away from the prison.
I can't believe somebody wrote this. I kind of like it. It's fantastic.
It makes sense now because step 5 is don't get caught.
That's the arrangement of these steps seems to be a bit off.
And really, it's only 5 steps.
I thought you said there were like 7 or something.
No, 5.
Okay.
There are some more words in there, but
shouldn't don't get caught be step 1? I mean, if I've done the other 4 things,
yeah, it should be step 1. If step 1 fails, proceed to step 2.
Right. That's what a step system does for you. If I'm the kind of person who doesn't realize you shouldn't get caught, and I'm waiting until step 5 to figure that out, it's already too late for me. Wait, step 1 is get sexy?
Well, yeah, get up close and personal.
Can you hit me with the elaboration on that one? What's the paragraph underneath that bullet?
Right. So they want me to seduce the guards, is what they're...
Yeah, well, let's see.
I don't see how causing a prison riot helps anything.
It says, it's not that long. It says, wait, page loads. Matt and Sweet, or Sweat, reportedly had help from Joyce E. Mitchell, a prison worker who, according to a criminal complaint, brought them hacksaw blades, chisels, and a punch and screwdriver bit. Before the jailbreak went down, Mitchell, a 51-year-old grandmother who taught in the prison's tailor shop, had already been investigated for having a sexual relationship with Matt, who was, according to several very important news reports, well endowed. And then that's it.
It said several very important news reports?
Yeah, those are in quotes.
Okay, well, let me know when you guys pull off that escape attempt.
Well endowed is also in quotes.
In the Escapist 2.
Yeah, I mean, wow, I just got nothing.
I assume escape by penis is an option in the game, right?
Oh, it also says a subnote.
Subnote.
If you don't have the looks and charisma and sizable junk to charm a prison employee, sexy accomplices don't hurt. Pro tip, guys.
Wow, I'm...
Okay.
I'll cite the source in the comments.
Yeah, we'll post that link in the chat.
But if I forget, don't worry.
Okay. Well, that was a note that I didn't think we would get to. I guess that takes us perfectly to the next prison escape game known as Super Mario 64, which I believe Junkblade is interested in diving back into.
You would be correct there. I have actually had the idea on my mind for a little while because it's just such an enjoyable game.
Yes.
I am debating whether or not to try for 120 stars again or just any % run.
Again, subtle flex. He's already done it, ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
Well, with Doc's request, there would be actual video proof of it happening.
I need it. I want the video proof.
All right. Well, I'll have to be streaming this time then, and I'll have to actually do all 120 stars.
Excellent.
So I have a slightly different opinion than some people on a certain area of this game.
Okay. Mario 64.
Yes, a lot of people hate every variety of water level in any sort of game.
Oh, the song alone. So, sorry, go ahead.
Let me make sure I get the name of the stage right.
Dire Docks, Jolly Roger Bay.
Jolly Roger Bay, that's the one. I actually really like pretty much every single star in that stage. I had no issues with playing through Jolly Roger Bay. Dire Docks I'm not fond of, but that's another matter entirely. My other favorite areas are Boo's Haunted House, for one.
That's a good one.
Let me
That scary piano chasing you.
Bomb Bomb Battlefield and Womp's Fortress, of course. I
Classic.
do not like Cool Mountain.
Oh, the penguin racing.
I like
race
the
those,
Cool
race
Cool
them,
Mountain.
race them penguins.
I do like Lethal Lava Land
Okay.
and Shifting Sand Land.
Okay.
One that always bummed me out was that cloud level.
Oh, like Rainbow
Was it?
Cruise or whatever.
Yeah, Rainbow
Yeah.
Cruise.
Oh,
There's a hilarious clip.
Rainbow Ride.
Yeah, of a guy on that level doing a speed run, and he was on world record pace, and that's
Oh,
like
no.
it's an auto scroller, right? And so they just kind of like do all this crazy flips and stuff on the carpet. Well, he did like one too many and backflipped off the carpet and died and lost the world record with like 2 stars to go. It was
I also cannot stand TikTok clock.
Oh, I hated how you had to go in at certain times. I always mistimed my jump to get into the stage
Mm-hmm.
for different stuff. What a cool mechanic, though.
I thought that was actually clever, super clever for the time. I mean,
All right, quick.
It's certainly clever for the time. It's
Oh, yeah.
just one of those.
the level is, incredibly tedious.
Round table here. What's the best song in Super Mario 64?
J Money, you first.
J Money first.
I have no idea. I know the soundtrack. Last time I played it, I think I was 8, so
Yeah, that's enough.
I don't remember.
I like the
I'm refreshing with this
music
big
when you
penguin
first encounter Big Bomb on the summit.
Yeah, that's a good one. The boss battle music.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think I can think. I don't think I can think of a pull up a song. I can't. I was asking Justin because I can't conjure a song.
All right, go to YouTube. You.
All right, what do I need to listen to? Yeah, you tell me what to listen to.
Well, just go to Super Mario 64 OST and type that in the old search box.
Okay.
Start with Dire Docks. I mean, Dire Docks, the Bomb on Battlefield, Cool Mountain's a good one.
Dire Docks. I think it's a die or dock.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember this now. Dire Docks.
I mean, Inside the Castle Walls, great one.
And this is the
Lethal
portion of the show.
Lethal Lava Land's good. I mean, Haunted House is good. Metallic Mario's great.
This is
What
the portion.
about with arms wide open?
No. Awful.
Oh yeah, I do remember the Inside the Castle's walls now.
I mean, man, just... It's tough, I think, for me to beat Dire Docks. But... I thought more people would have an opinion.
Dire Docks, I really do not care for. I don't like doing any of those stars.
Just music right now. Just the tunes.
Just the tunes.
Just the tunes. Because I think that plays in Jolly Roger Bay, too.
I like Jolly Roger Bay. I don't recall the music from Dire Docks.
I think it's the same. If I remember correctly. Cave music's good. I mean, man.
I like the sunken ship in Jolly Roger Bay. I assume Jolly Roger Bay has the sunken ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got nothing clever. I'm looking at pictures of Jolly Roger Bay right now. Oh, the eel. The eel was in there? Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
Well, the eel was
This
Dire Docks, I think.
Oh, okay.
game
No.
was beyond its time.
The eel was in Jolly Roger Bay.
It might have been in both, because I don't remember getting to Jolly Roger Bay too many times, but I definitely remember doing the eel star where you got to get him to swim out and it's on his tail.
That's Jolly Roger Bay. Dire Docks has a manta ray instead.
Okay, I may have to go to the tape.
Okay, what about the eel, right? In the window?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Yeah.
eel in the window right now.
And what's
And maybe it's in both,
might
but
be in
I
both.
definitely remember the eel being in Jolly Roger Bay first.
Oh, you're correct. Jolly Roger Bay.
Run me through the. What are we doing collecting the stars again?
you're trying to rescue Princess Peach
Why do we need stars for that?
to get through
You
the doors to fight Bowser.
Yeah.
But why star? Why?
Because
what is-
it's a Mario game. You go to the castle, there's a note that said, hey, I baked you a cake. You said, I want that goddamn cake.
right.
So then you go through, 12 stages and say, oh, God, just give me the cake. And I think you get it, maybe. I don't
Say,
know.
please. Can I please have cake?
Yeah, but stars,
Yeah.
I'm researching.
I just want to know what my motivation is.
Yeah.
Saving the kingdom from Bowser. Like most other
Yeah, he's a bad
Mario
guy.
games.
He's a bad guy. Okay, so that's I'm excited to watch you play that. I may play a little bit along with you. So I haven't played that game in a while. It's a good one.
Is Peach's castle always like infested with these magic paintings and stuff, or did Bowser was that part of his plan to?
That I'm sure was part of the
Imagine-
investigation, post game.
Right. I bet he hung them.
Hey, who commissioned these paintings?
And hug 'em.
Huh?
Like,
Why? There's nothing else in these rooms except these stupid paintings. Who
Let me
did
look
this?
At no point do we question the artist.
Yeah.
The castle doesn't seem very livable. Like no furniture.
Yeah.
Is there a
like
kitchen?
kitchens,
There's like a
bathrooms.
bench or two in like the foyer, but
I guess castles might not have had bathrooms. No plumbing.
yeah, relatively Spartan back then. Things to think about when we're playing again. Things to keep in mind. Good questions.
I thought I should just ask the important questions.
I agree.
The tough question. The question nobody else is asking.
That's what people come to this podcast for.
Brings us right into our Dungeons and Dragons update.
D&D update time.
Oh, we do need theme music for that for sure.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to talk about it.
Wait, hang on here. I've got at least a sound effect here.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so this update's not gonna go well.
It might not go great. Junkblade, how's it going?
Perfectly fine.
Awesome.
I also feel the need to inform you guys I have thought up 3 Pokemon for the end of the stream, so I
Oh.
hope you guys are bringing your A game.
Thank God.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so today, after about a literal calendar year of us waiting for this, my friend decided to start the first session of his campaign.
Oh, I thought you were going to dunk on ours again.
Yeah, I thought we were just about to get because we're on pace for that right now.
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
but-
which one was this one?
In this world, magic, the gods, etc. have all just been gone for like 300 years.
Hmm.
And now everything's come back all at once.
Oh, that's right. I liked this setup. How did it go?
What like year would this world be in? Is it modern day? Is it like us hanging out? Is it like medieval times?
1500s or so, because apparently the dwarves have blunderbusses attached to halberds.
Classic
Like,
period weaponry.
Is attached to halberds?
Do they
I think,
fire?
unfortunately, my dungeon master is fond of the gunblade from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh no! Okay, but does it fire halberds? That'd save it a bit for me.
No, it does not.
Ah, Dan.
I don't know how you'd make that work because the blunderbuss has such already a pronounced nozzle, or
It
not
doesn't a
nozzle,
halberd
barrel.
isn't it like really long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he drawn up specs for this?
I don't believe so, no. So
And these are dwarves handling this weapon as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, this was like a 5-second detail, so it's not a big deal right now.
I don't know. I'm feeling like it's a pretty...
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm saying you're putting more thought into it than he probably did, and probably also more than the entire campaign will.
Alas.
We're good at that. We're good at
Yeah, we're good at
really honing in on the important
just
details.
nitpicking the shit out of.
So the party so far consists of a human cleric who just gets drunk all the time,
Solid.
a cannibalistic elf, barbarian, berserker.
Now, does cannibalism is that, like, if he eats a human, is that cannibalism still?
Yes, by D&D's definition of the phrase, it is.
Why would you want to be a cannibalistic elf?
Long story involved with that, but basically the person playing is enough of a historian that he likes to come up with concepts and then make them as accurate as possible to the source material.
But it's an elf
already. So he chose an elf.
Yeah.
Yes, a German elf specifically.
In a world where magic and
out.
gods are back in.
Germany exists in this world?
I'm not sure on that point, but I'm just explaining what his inspiration was.
Did the Germans go through an extreme cannibalistic phase? I'm missing the historic bent here.
Look into different myths associated with different countries' cultures. You find some really screwed up stuff.
Okay, but I want to know where the 1500 German cannibal time.
Germany wasn't a country until
1870.
Yeah, the idea of Germany didn't exist really.
You tell your mate he's off base. There's some holes in his story.
I think he would smack the both of you if you were here. Just saying.
That doesn't sound like a rebuttal to me.
Anyway.
Yeah, on to the meat of this story.
I'm playing a Nephilim Paladin. So anyway, we all basically wake up in this very strange forest with what are called ironwood trees, which don't move even in very strong breezes or if a character of my strength and size pushes on them.
Historically accurate, yes.
And then we heard the sound of screaming off in the distance, so I picked up my compatriots and flew as quickly as I could to the source of the screaming, since we're all relatively decent people despite the elvish cannibal. Even despite that, he's still a relatively decent person.
Seems impossible.
Well, yeah. How does he get?
Because at the end of the day, he still eats people.
Yeah.
Which is, I would think, would be a deal breaker for non-cannibal people.
Keep going.
So when the guy introduced his character, he said, "All right, guys, I want to make it real awkward in the party. So what I've decided to do, and you know my love for history." So what I've decided to do is make it an elf cannibal who can run on the top of snow but also eats people.
So two very important things to have.
I've got some interesting pamphlets for you guys to read to find out how historically accurate I've made this elf cannibal.
Alright, so you woke up in a strange forest.
I think what we've learned is that Dave isn't allowed to ask questions about the D&D update anymore.
I feel like this needed more pushback on the elf cannibal.
I personally would have a hard time letting the elf cannibal.
Just trying to have a fun fantasy game, and you're bringing eating people into it. Okay.
So, we come to this town that is under assault by lots of demonic-looking hobgoblins, like they're possessed by something, or
Time out.
something.
What's the explanation for you waking up in the forest?
Basically, we don't know that part yet. We know it's happened, we don't know why.
That's fair.
Is this still
And
the
out of-
Ironwood Forest or a different forest?
Yeah, the Ironwood Forest we woke up in, it's a town on the border of it,
Okay.
where it starts turning into more of a swampland, but I was flying, so that wasn't a big deal.
Gotcha.
So I drop us down, like, right at the breach in the wall, and we just start killing the invaders,
Sure.
because they're slaughtering innocents. We drive them off, and then we get a little bit of an explanation of what's going on. Basically, lots of different planes have just started to, like, overlay on top of each other. So, the plane that everything has started to overlay onto, there was no magic or mythical creatures, not even elves or dwarves for the longest time, and most stories of such things were disregarded as complete nonsense. And now all of it's come back at once. Anyway, we talked to this guy who tells us the plot for a bit, and he says, hey, a town about 3 days travel away on foot, they know more about this. You should go there so they can exposit further. And so we did. And once again, I flew because why not? I can carry both my companions anyway.
Fast travel, nice.
Fast travel, yes. We get there and we find out, well, they hit some sort of weird temporal anomaly, and basically 6 years passed for them in the space of about 2 days.
Like they were in a time bubble kind of thing?
Yeah. And different things have kept trying to invade the town, so what used to be 100 soldiers is now reduced down to 20 and about 20 trolls.
Bad trolls? Or
Neutral trolls.
Mercenary trolls.
Oh no.
Anyway, we continue getting the plot exposited at us, and we figure out, oh hey, we have to stop the apocalypse.
That's a good thing to try to do.
And then we get directed to yet another guy, and decide, you know what, we're in this already, may as well go talk to him. And so we go talk to this guy for a while. And that's pretty much where the session ended for the night.
A lot of exposition that session.
There was a lot of exposition, but there's also some fun combat, and there was a good balance of things. It's just that I'm not summing it up very well, because there's a lot of details that I'm not aware of the exact, details of yet.
Not everything has revealed itself.
Yeah.
The machinations remain shrouded in mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need to know and believe that there's a non-zero chance your DM is going to lay all the blame at the goblin elf cannibal guy. Is that a possibility?
You never know.
I hope. Can I contact this person? Just to sow this idea.
I will tell him for you.
I've got a question. So, you're meeting in the forest for the first time. Was he like, hey, this is Todd, I'm an elf, also cannibal?
Yeah, how did the cannibal come, you know?
We'd already fought together for a little bit by the time he ended up ripping the heart out of one of his enemies and eating it, and then
Oh boy,
slicing the guy's face off.
That's an awkward moment.
See, now this just...
It's an awkward moment.
Is the heart even like a tasty part? Like,
You think you know
I
a
don't
guy.
think it's like... That's
Depends
not
on who you ask.
If you ask Todd the elf.
It's okay. Elf can... man. Elf cannibal. Alright.
I feel like I zoned out for a second, and then by the time I jumped in, man, I had no idea what was going on.
At the conclusion of my own D&D campaign, I am also planning on starting a superhero campaign to get a little bit of a break from D&D.
Sounds fun.
When you say a superhero campaign, is it just like Dungeons and Dragons, but you're Superman? Or what do you?
There is actually a system that is very well designed for this type of game called Mutants and Masterminds, which I'm sure the name was inspired by D&D.
Nah.
But the general concept for the campaign, which I've talked over with the two people who are definitely interested so far, is that it takes place during the 1920s. It's a world that's just better than it actually was at the time. World War I was actually the war to end all wars, instead of, what actually happened.
I mean, people in 1920 thought that too, right?
Well,
Yeah,
yes, but in this
is
case,
different. Plus, it's like it's called like Flappers, Golden Age.
yeah, because several of the players really like the general aesthetic of the 1920s.
Right. Yeah, I think Dave and I were once again nitpicking over how this is different than the actual 1920s.
Well, the presence of superheroes does it for me, so that's different.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
And the general idea is that this is a world where you won't have to worry about your character dying because supers are so rare. They've got kind of a no-kill rule going on where no one really wants to hurt the other person.
Well, say I'm a bad guy though. You're trying to but a bad guy's just gonna be like, okay. I mean, how does that work? I mean, I need
the no kill thing, yeah.
This is mostly just a fledgling idea right now. I'm going to get a few more details ironed out with the players because, as I said, my one friend is a historian, so he'd be really good at helping me figure out how to get circumstances to line up to make this world actually come about.
Sure. Are you mostly...
And it's more coming up with the idea and working backwards from there. The idea is, hey, the superheroes and villains don't really try to hurt each other too bad, sort of like the Flash and his rogues gallery.
Got it, okay.
And figuring out how to make the world fit that rather than making the world and then fitting this idea in there.
Sure.
Because otherwise the other way around requires way too much work.
Yeah.
And admittedly, that's like more of an out-of-character justification thing, where I want it to just be like a fun, good time where maybe you hit the villain and sound effects pop out.
Right, I see the aesthetic you're going for, the general feel.
That sounds worthwhile to me.
All right, cool. Do you in this what's it called, Mutants and Masterminds?
Yes.
Do you like make up your own like kind of superhero? Like, could I be Bugman and I carry around bugs and I use bugs? If like, what's the character?
It is a very diverse system in terms of the sort of heroes you can make. You can make one who is like all skill based and has no explicit superpowers whatsoever.
Sure.
You can make a luck based character. You can make a defending based character.
What about bug things? So
bug things?
Bugs.
Can I walk you through what I'm imagining?
Yes,
sure.
please do.
Got a big trench coat, right? Big trench coat. Bunch of jars in there. Jars are all full of bugs.
Okay.
So I'll be like, jar of ants, and I throw it at the bad guy. Boom. Fire ants all over him.
Can you use the Latin name for the bugs?
Yes.
To preserve a little suspense for the layman as to what bug is about to come flying at their faces.
It would require quite a bit of work, but I think that would actually work in the system.
I mean, I don't have to be an effective superhero.
I'm trying to get this. Is it so you're just like go Solenopsis and
Drosophila melanogaster.
Exactly. Jar. Sometimes I just set them down and let them walk
now
outside.
are these bugs specially trained or are they just normal bugs?
Normal bugs.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere.
Normal bugs.
Okay, if they're just normal bugs, then I fail to see what actually makes your character a superhero. Literally just a guy in a trench coat.
You've stumbled on the best part of this thing. That's what I love about it.
He's not afraid of bugs.
He's the frontline guy, throws a fucking thing of gnats, and goes, "Oh, sorry guys, I guess I can't help this time." Walks away.
See, you get it. You get Bug Man.
And then when we come up, as soon as oh, thanks, Timothy. Plugging up the battlefield here. I need this to happen now. I need this.
It's like the origin story for him is like a boy in his yard.
Yeah.
10 jars, one coat.
Ostracized as a child, obviously. But
Timothy, quit being weird and playing with those bugs. All right, Mom. No.
And he has very strong opinions about the battle strength of beetles. Like, that's his main focus. It's trying to prove that the Goliath beetle is not the be-all, end-all of the beetle world.
oh. Do you have anything else to update us with?
I think that's it, but I will keep you updated the more the setting develops.
Excellent.
Perfect. All right, who's got Pokemon?
I'm looking forward to this. I just slammed some together. I was doing it earlier.
Okay, yes. Now, the Pokemon rules, we don't actually care if they're not... If we say something that's close to something that already exists, that's fine, because there's like 800 of them. So, just Pokemon we would enjoy. You can go into as much detail as you want in terms of type, evolution, backstory, nature. You know, quirky, aloof, strident. I don't know. Who wants to go first? Junkblade, you actually came up
I
with...
actually have ideas, which means I should clearly go last.
Okay, well,
No.
you may want to throw out your first one here.
Okay, I'm going to start with the one that is most similar to an existing Pokemon.
Okay.
And you may or may not be able to guess the other two based on this one. But the first is a Hydra Pokemon.
Oh.
It starts out as just like a lizard, then the next evolution grows more heads, and then the next one after that has like 8 of them.
Ah. What type do you imagine this Pokemon to be?
Water and poison.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Solid coverage on those typings. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not smart enough to do that. Well, there's 18 types, J Money.
Yeah,
I admit to having asked for help with getting the type trinity worked out because I came up with 3 starters.
Junkblade, I'm so angry at myself for not putting more effort into this after hearing what you've done. Do you have a name for the Hydra Pokemon?
I don't actually. I don't have names because those are always strange, but I will get them to you by next week, by next time we do a podcast.
Excellent.
May I suggest Shydra, and a very timid Pokemon by nature. Very shy.
Ooh, I like it.
I actually like this idea.
That feels like it follows a Pokemon naming convention. Meekdra is the next one, the meek Pokemon. Okay, Valen, do you have one to throw at us here?
So it goes Meekdra, Shydra, Introverdra.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Actually, that works really well. Okay, do my Pokemon... Okay. I'm gonna go with... I can't even say it. It's just really stupid.
No.
It's not funny.
There's no stupid. There's no...
Okay, well, let me give you the background of how I came up with this. Before we started this podcast, I was watching the Eagles game.
Okay.
You guys know the mascot is an eagle, but
yes.
the actual emblem is just a bird head, and so my idea is Pokemon is called bird head. Okay. It's a fearsome eagle-like bird head, and kind of floats in space. Psychic Pokemon, ghost Pokemon.
Oh, Psychic Ghost.
Now, that's all I got right now.
All right, that's a good one. We've got
Okay.
Eagle Head Pokemon to go with the Hydra. Very head-focused Pokemon so far.
You might need help with the typing, but I'm gonna guess this one's normal. This is my most common,
Okay.
and I think I put the least thought into this one. It's gonna be Sheepachu. Looks identical to Pikachu. It's all black in color. Baws like a sheep, and prefers to spend its time grazing. Attacks are growl. I put a note here in parentheses. Bah! Exclamation point. And shadow stand. It can stand in a nearby shadow.
Okay.
So it's like a support type. Growl. What does that attack do? Like lowers the growl attack Pokemon.
It's really good if you have long grass.
Got a lot of that in the Pokemon universe, so that's well reasoned.
So maybe it's something you could teach Cut to? I don't know.
Solid.
All right, Doc. Yeah, something.
Oh God. So, if they've started making Pokemon out of like appliances now, so I feel like everything's fair game.
Oh no! Did they really?
They did.
Oh yeah.
Man.
My last one's not going to be as funny now.
So mine is Snovel, the Snow Shuffle Pokemon.
Okay.
Now to go along with a lot of variants in colors for this Pokemon, so a lot of cool collecting ability there. And it evolves into the Snow Thrower Pokemon.
Right, of course.
Snow Snore. It's an Ice Dragon type. And it really, it's a powerhouse.
Can really move a lot of snow.
Yeah, but only if you start early. If the snow gets up to 6-8 inches, you really want to throw Snowzor in there. Snowvol can't handle it.
What would you say its signature attack is?
Ice Clear. It's a new move. that takes any ice Pokemon and throws them up in the air. For a variable amount of damage based on the weight of the thrown Pokemon.
We're really okay. Junkblade, hit us with your second Pokemon.
All right, so my second Pokemon starts off as just looking like a regular dog. Second evolution has a second head. Third evolution is a Cerberus.
Ooh.
So as you can tell, I'm going for a Greek mythology theme here.
Multi-head Greek mythology.
Also, a multi-head theme.
I like it though. What's the name of the two-headed dogmon?
One moment, I'll get back to you when I stop dying from coughing.
Coughing's already a Pokemon. We can't use.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying.
I know.
Again, I have not actually thought up of names for these.
Sarah Brett.
Sarah Brett.
Sarah Brett sounds like a celeb couple.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how you know that name's got
Like
legs.
I said, I'll get you names for each one next podcast. But the last one is not actually a multi-head Pokemon this time. Starts out as a kitty, turns into a lion at its second evolution, and then the third evolution is a Sphinx.
What? Give us some types, signature attacks.
So for the Cerberus Pokemon, the types are Fire and Dark, and for the Sphinx, they are Grass and Psychic.
Okay.
Since it's a Sphinx, obviously its signature attack would be Riddle,
Nice.
which deals psychic damage.
Unless they get the question right.
Unless they get the question right.
Gotcha. Okay.
In which case, you take psychic damage.
We got a good Pokemon from the chat.
Oh, cat. Okay. Hit us with the crowdsourced one.
It's Daibu, the death Pokemon. This Pokemon causes people to cough as if they are dying, only for them to be fine 5 seconds later.
That's a pretty good one.
A niche Pokemon for those battles where...
I think all of our Pokemon except for Junkblades have been super niche.
I've got one.
All right, hit me with it.
It's called Amiibo. The Amiibo Pokemon. Now, this Pokemon is actually a ghost that just wants to be popular. So, the spirit of this ghost inhabits Amiibos. Now, I think I've really got something here in terms of a marketing idea, because any Amiibo you scan into the game becomes that Pokemon. So you want Bowser in a wedding tuxedo? Boom, Pokemon.
It sounds like you're
Metroid?
evil. I think you're evil,
Boom.
actually.
Pokemon.
Don't let Nintendo hear this.
Catch? The only move this Pokemon knows is Payday.
Oh, God. Just, again, don't let Nintendo actually get a hold of the podcast.
Right? Thank you. Trademark. Nintendo, come at me. I am willing to sell this.
Probably
Well, Daryl hopes they hear this.
Think of the crossover appeal. I'm just looking at my shelf here. Young Link, Pokemon. Zelda, Pokemon.
You guys are doing much better than I was
Inkling,
expecting.
Pokemon. Pikachu, Amiibo. Pikachu Pokemon. But it's an Amiibo.
All right, that leads me to my next one. It's since we're going the complete sellout angle, and also I kind of want to annoy one of you. Will be clear shortly. I'm gonna make mine. It's called Fortnite Mon. Now, they appear as a flock of 100 individual Fortnite Mons. They're all together.
Okay. I like where we're going.
Signature attack is actually the Fortnite Mon. They work as a flock, but very competitive species, so they fight together until only one remains.
That one just dances the stupidest dances nonstop.
Right. Secondary attack, that's signature attack, dance. Secondary attack is go get mom's credit card. Which allows you to get any parent's credit card within a...
To get a new dance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think we're getting some winners here.
All right.
I've got my next one is Thinkosaur. It appears as a hardcover book, but it has arms and legs, but no eyes.
Okay.
Attacks the master you can open book, you can close book, and you can turn page.
Can I highlight?
Well, you might want to know, I have in parentheses here, turn page allows master to read the next page.
DLC can be different books. I like it.
Yeah. So you can, I mean, I only have one more left, so I'll hang on to that.
All right, Doc, you're up.
So, we came back to me faster than I thought.
Well, if Doc, I do actually have another one. If you need more time.
Go, Doc. Junk.
So I was literally just looking around, thinking of inspiration for the next one, and I did come up with something. Types are steel and ground, probably.
Okay.
Starts as one of those real tiny dinosaurs from, I think it was the second or third Jurassic Park movie, that gather together in swarms and just maul you, basically terrifying chickens. Then turns into a velociraptor and then a T-Rex. But it is a robot. And you can probably tell what game inspired this, given that I played it recently.
Dino Wars.
Yes, indeed.
Are there robot type? I'm sure there are robot type Pokemon, but I'm not aware.
They're steel type in the game, even if they're robots.
Is Maytag a type?
At this point, is just are Pokemon just literally anything? Just can be just anything.
A Ring
Absolutely
of Keys
not.
is a Pokemon, Valen. So yes, Klefki.
To a point, they can be just anything. They still, unlike Digimon, don't have anything that really looks humanoid. for the
Rotom
most
can
part.
inhabit a microwave. Microwave Pokemon.
What's important?
What, Doc? What's your next one?
My next one is Sleipnir, the 8-legged steed that Odin rides across the sky and into the underworld. I want Odin there as well, wielding his spear Gungnir.
It's very vivid.
And I want him to break the world.
Is this a rare type?
And I want to keep him in a Pokeball. You get in there, Odin! Get in the ball!
You're just taking Odin.
Yes, I want Odin.
Basically, Doc wants Odin.
It can be the Odin from Final Fantasy IV, like who just like comes like sometimes like. And, all right, so this is the good part. Like he'll only show up like once out of every 25 times. Because in Final Fantasy IV, you'd summon Odin and be like, "Come on, Odin," and he would like flash him and go, "Nah, fuck off," and then he would go away. But every once in a while, he would show up and cut everybody in half, and everyone would just die. So I want that in a Pokeball.
Where would you catch Odin?
That's a great question. And you would have to go into the Pokemon underworld. It's a dark turn in Pokemon Obsidian.
I was gonna say, is this part of canon?
It will be in Gen 8 Pokemon Obsidian. You have to go in and trick Odin into drinking the nectar of the golden raspberry, which is a Pokemon berry, that then allows him to be caught in a Pokeball.
I can't wait.
Second question.
Yeah.
So most of the time, it sounds like his attack will do nothing, but
Yes.
when it does do something, is he literally cutting
Yes.
other Pokemon?
Yes. This is the first time we're not fainting Pokemon anymore when Odin shows up to do business. Okay, it'll be graphic, and it will not be pretty. These Pokemon will be sliced in twain.
Trainer too. Trainer, get away.
No, the trainer has to kneel and suffer the fate of his Pokemon. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a risky turn. I'll be honest.
Nintendo, hit us up for the dark reboot
But-
of imagining Pokemon.
Nintendo,
Hopefully
I think
everything
it's
resolves.
I think it's got legs. I mean, we can make this a legendary post-game, Pokemon if we want to.
Yeah, it does have legs. It has 10 of them, 2 for Odin and 8 for Sleipnir.
Nailed it.
And then hopefully all this violence resolves in the Pokemon mayonnaise color, Hellman's edition.
Think about it,
It's all
Valen. People could hunt for shiny Odin. What color would that even be? I don't even know.
I thought there's just one Odin. There are multiple Odin.
No, you just you soft reset the console and start the Odin fight again until he's shiny.
Hey guys, we gotta follow.
Oh, thank you, Labelle32 for the follow.
Why?
We are dropping gold on Twitch right now, J Money.
You're right.
We're revealing the next Pokemon game in real time right now.
You heard it here. U4's got nothing on us.
Junkblade, do you have any more real Pokemon?
I do not have any more real Pokemon.
Hang on.
I figure my 4 to your guys' none.
Hey,
Seems like
Snowvol is a winning Pokemon, and I think Amiibo would absolutely work.
Snowvol was good.
Birdhead is really going to be a winner.
Which one was that?
It's just a bird.
I feel like we need
Oh.
something that doesn't quite sound as like avian face that someone could mispronounce into a Pokemon. Something like that.
Wait. My last one is Pipey. It looks like a pipe capped on both ends. It makes no noise and is indistinguishable from a real pipe. Its type is Steel and Fire. It's fairly rare. It's resistant to fire and grass. It's susceptible to electricity and psychic Pokemon. Attacks are Shrapnel Blast, but it results in Pipey's death.
So it's
Now you say death like there is moves like explosion and self-destruct.
No, this one no longer exists.
Oh, the Pokemon expires. Okay.
Yes.
that's good. In line with our new dark reboot of the game.
I think we're getting the same. I think we're the same as our Mega Man boss ones we came up with. People new to the show should go back to that one on the catalog. What episode was that? That was episode 30.
Hey, I actually have an important update. I believe that LaBelle is this the Sheepachu has drawn Sheepachu for us.
and it is adorable.
No way.
Hot damn. We're in. Sheepachu lives.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And
This is automatically the best podcast I've ever been a part of,
Yeah.
just because of that.
uh,
So, LaBelle, congratulations, you made our night.
also, I can already imagine Sheepachu buying, growling, I guess, and hiding in the shadows. Perfect.
What kind of pitch to the voice of Sheepachu, J Money, were you thinking? Like, give me a voice sample here.
Oh, for the live action?
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. The anime, because it's going to be headliner. Ash's new favorite Pokemon.
Hello. I'm
Oh no.
Okay, wow. I think that's a good starting spot. I think we may want to, see where we can move within that space.
No, I'm not actually. I'm not bendable on that part.
Sheepachu! You gotta have it say Sheepachu, though.
Sheepachu.
Sheepachu!
Has Sheepachu been smoking for 30
Sheepachu!
years? Just a heavy, 5-pack a day smoker?
Well, apparently, Sheepachu is a heavy drinker because Sheepachu got drunk-a-chew.
Valen, he ran into Odin and saw some shit, alright? Sheepachu has been places. Okay? He and his best buddy Birdhead went on an adventure that went awry when they ran into the Hydra Pokemon that we talked about earlier.
Is a loner. No.
He is now because of what happened with Sheepachu. He watched his friend go to a dark place.
I think on that note.
No, we need questions. Who's got
Oh, you're right. We actually have real.
Yeah, LaBelle, Hingadora, do you guys have any questions for us?
Oh man, what a night! Am I right, guys?
This has been a great night.
A good one. I've got to remember.
So upcoming plans. Junkblade, you're gonna do some Super Mario 64.
Absolutely.
Valen, have you beaten Undertale?
No.
No? So maybe that. I should probably do that as well.
And do it correctly, Doc.
We'll see. If you were chased by zombie Pokemon, who would be the bait? J Money, because he wouldn't believe in them.
I was going to say somebody who isn't actually present right now.
That's the best way to answer that question.
Madamus?
No, I was going to say Chandler or Charlie.
Okay.
They're the most expendable.
That's really cruel, especially since it's, I think, the first time we've probably ever mentioned Chandler or Charlie on this podcast. And they get brought in as bait.
Hey, sometimes you gotta come hard in the paint, alright?
Uh-oh, I think Oh, no, you guys are still there. Perfect.
Well, that's a tough one. It would depend on what terrain we were on, I think. You know, some of us would be better bait on the ice, some better in the sand. You know.
I think I would make pretty good bait. I'm just not dedicated to escaping.
So yeah, you'd be, you know, what's the point? How bad could it be?
Right.
Okay, all right. You're bit by a zombie Pokemon. What zombie Pokemon do you want to turn into? Quick poll.
You don't just turn into a zombie. You turn into a zombie. So is
this
more
like no. This is full Pokemon transformation.
Of my choice?
Yeah. Like if you had to go.
Scizor. They're my favorites.
Kabutops or Scizor. Okay.
I want to be a zombie Pipey.
Okay. Really promoting your own brand there on that one.
Yeah.
I also want to be a zombie Pipey. So.
Hey, who would be the bait if we were encountering a bunch of zombie Pipies?
Because
I think they would have turned on their master, which would be you again. I was about to say I'm going Gyarados.
Wait, time out. I thought Pipey can't even move.
That's what the zombie wants you to think.
Exactly.
You're right. I think J-Man would end up as a Magikarp. That would be...
That only knows Splash and swallowed an Everstone.
Meaning that evolution to Gyarados never happening, J-Money. Never happening.
Do Magikarp, do they not die on land?
No, they just flop.
That's kind of impressive, right?
I don't like Gyarados. Anyways, so.
What? It's a levitating water dragon.
Makes no sense. That's why I know Pokemon's not real.
Oh, God. That was the one that tipped you off?
Yep.
All right, hang on. We're going to go through just a quick scan of the Pokedex to figure out which ones you were okay with before we got to Gyarados. All right, you're okay with Blastoise, the turtle with water cannons coming out of its shell.
Well, that makes sense. Spends most of its
that one's
time in
okay.
water.
That one's fine. Water
you're
cannon.
Okay with Charizard,
water cannon. Yeah, the
literal dragon.
Fire dragon. Tails on fire.
Dragons are real, and they would have some association with fire.
All right, still fine with that one.
Venusaur, the living giant plant that moves and can talk.
After enough time, the Venus flytrap has to go somewhere.
Right, exactly. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
All right, here we go. How about Parasect? The bug host is drained of energy by the mushroom on its back. The mushroom appears to do all the thinking. This is a sentient mushroom Pokemon. You're okay with that one?
I'm going to go back to evolution there as well with the evolution of fungi. to ride their subordinate insects into battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the same.
Rapidash, a horse that's on fire.
I've seen horses on fire before.
And how did it go? How did it go for them, Valen?
I just assumed at some point Rapidash would expire.
Okay, here's a LaBelle's got a good one. Spoink. It's a pig head on a spring that if it stops dies from a heart attack. You're okay with that one?
Wait, time out. Is that a real?
That's a real Pokemon.
Things like that are why people have come up with the theory that the Pokedex is mostly just BS, because if any of the entries were true, it would make everything in the Pokemon universe horrifying.
No, yeah, next episode we're going to go through some choice Pokedex entries, because that's...
This makes perfect sense. That's not a spring. That is a curly-Q tail.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I'm on board.
That's how it bounces around. That makes sense.
Just has a pronounced tail. Yeah.
Very strong tail.
All right, Ditto, the transform Pokemon. When it spots an enemy, its body transfigures into an almost perfect copy of its opponent. That's fine. That's real.
As long as I just see two of things.
It's a purple blob that you see transform before your eyes into another Pokemon.
Well, my eyes aren't always trustworthy.
That's drugs for sure.
God.
Yeah, maybe I just forgot, and now I'm seeing two Beedrill. Beedrill makes perfect sense. There are bees out there, you know.
Okay. On that note, I think we're gonna end it. Oh yeah, there is that legendary bird that if it dies, it absorbs everything. It's an apocalypse bird. I think that's Eve Latal, if I'm correct, and turns into a cocoon to be reborn. Gang, we can get into the legendary Pokemon next time. They are bananas.
They really are.
But, Valen, you want to take us out?
I don't even know if I can. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Hingedora and LaBelle, especially for that drawing. That was awesome and really made Sheep Chew come to life. And that's what this is all about.
Yes.
Selling our ideas.
Making that paper.
Been episode 38, Shiny Pidgey, I Choose You. Next week will be 39, and it's an awesome title that I can't remember, so it's a good thing we wrote it down.
Yeah, right.
Indeed it is.
It is.
For Doc, Junkblade, and J Money, I'm Valen, signing off.